How do you start hobbies as a burnt out perfectionist? Great question. Let's talk about it here on the diary now. Because the way that you're going to approach hobbies, if you are a perfectionist, if you are burnt out, if you are and have been living the hustle and grind, all or nothing lifestyle, is you are going to need to take a more calm and realistic approach when it comes to diving into hobbies. And this may seem stupid and excessive and like it's a hobby, but the fact that you are here and wanting to actually start hobbies and actually have a life outside of health and fitness and actually enjoy the life that you have created and allowed yourself to have based off of the healthy balance and the healthy baseline that you have created for yourself is a great thing. And I want to congratulate you on that because it is a big step and it is also a hard one, because in order to have hobbies, you have to allow yourself time to actually do them. You can no longer fill your time with work, with busy work, with things to do, with continued education, with learning. You actually need to make time in your day, in your life, in your schedule for you to have hobbies, to have time to try them out, to be uncomfortable doing something new, doing something that you haven't done before, trying a new thing and being bad at it too, because we don't want to be bad. That's why we overconsume. That's why we over prepare. That's why we do so much behind the scenes in order to get over that hump of failure or excessive failure or the what if of everything. And we're done with that, okay? In order for you to actually have hobbies that you enjoy, you need to be done with that, because just because something is a hobby, is something that you enjoy, doesn't mean you aren't going to find frustration with it. So let me explain. This can be for reading, which I have gotten into and really do enjoy. I'm happy that I started doing that a few years ago. And that was something that I never, ever did outside. Like once I got into, I feel like high school, I stopped just reading for enjoyment. All of my books had to be educational, business, learning. I had to keep learning, or self-help, self-development. I had to keep bettering myself in some kind of way. It was never for enjoyment. I had to make sure that I was using every single second that I had in order to get ahead. So once I actually started looking at books and realizing that I could enjoy them and I had to take time in order to enjoy them, I kind of got addicted for a while. Like that was all I did. And that was a weird time for me too, because whatever job I had at that point, I would literally just work, come home and read. I didn't do anything else. Like I would do my workouts, I would do my eating and whatever, but I was in such a weird spot where for the first time, like almost ever, I saw a small spot where I wasn't working on anything else. So I just read and I got through so many books, and I really do appreciate my Kindle for that. And I had Kindle Unlimited because I got through so many indie authors, quick reads, all of that kind of stuff. And that really did help me get out of my rut as far as like the self-development, continued education kind of books were. So I usually try and avoid those because it no longer is of benefit to me as of now. I can still read some of those, and at some point maybe I will, but as of right now, reading books simply for enjoyment has been a huge, huge help for me. And with frustrations of it, you will come across books that you actually don't enjoy, that weren't very fun, or you struggle to get through, but you still really want to. And that's going to come with any kind of hobby. I feel like I've had this conversation with both my partner and mom before, because as I am working on having hobbies and creating that healthy balance and having a health and hobbies lifestyle, I've had to remind myself that when I venture into new things, it's not always going to be easy and enjoyable. Like when my boyfriend's playing games or working on golf swings, or finding out that he's not having fun on the golf course every single time, or he's frustrated with this level that he's working on or whatever. Like he still enjoys it, but it can still be frustrating. And same with my mom. She's working on something and it's frustrating and it's not going the way that she wanted to, like with say sewing or something. The pattern's not working out as she had planned. She still enjoys doing those things. Like she might need to take a break, but that's normal. That's something that is okay to do. It doesn't have to be fully peaceful and all the vibes and just so happy all the time. Like it's still going to be a struggle. It's still going to be a problem that you need to work through. And even if you've been doing it for years, you're going to come up with new things that you need to learn or grow, or just something doesn't work out. So for me, I have not. I went to my mom to see if she could help me because I just wanted to watch somebody do it because I was overthinking it. I've been working on learning how to do embroidery. And again, I've only done like 2 things. The other 2 were my mom's, but like I'm not good at it to start with. And I don't like that. But in order for me to get good, I have to keep doing it. I have to keep practicing it. And it's not going to come easily. I need to keep working at it. And isn't that the goal of learning something new, is that you're bad at it at first? But if you stay in the same lane, if you stay doing the same thing over and over and over again and never challenge yourself to get out of it because you're afraid of not being good enough, of failing, of not doing well as everybody else, you're just going to stay stuck. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect things to change, for your outcome to be better, for you to have a more healthy and balanced life. Like, you need to challenge yourself in a different way. And I recently started up baking. And did I work at a bakery before? Yes, I did. Had I baked bread at the bakery? No, I had not. So I really don't know what the heck I'm doing other than like kneading dough. So I've been doing this like super simple recipe, and almost every week for the last, like every Sunday for the last month, I've been either making cinnamon rolls and or like a loaf of bread, and just trying to see like what is and isn't working, and seeing if it's just kind of getting used to it and trying it out, or trying different yeasts, or trying different kneading methods, or whatever it might be. But it's not gonna be perfect, and it hasn't been. And it's been frustrating at times, and it's been stressful, and it's been like a lot of cleaning the kitchen like multiple times because I'm just putting flour everywhere and spray and just using a bunch of dishes in order to like get all of it done. Like, it is enjoyable, but it's also super frustrating. But it's something that I want to do. So in order to learn it, in order to get better at it, I have to keep trying. And it's not perfect, and it's hard. And it's hard when you are trying to be perfect at every little thing and micromanage every little thing. Hobbies is really going to challenge you. Because you are so used to holding everything so tight and making sure that you are so perfect at it before you can even start. But you need to start somewhere in order to have them. And the goal is to not be perfect at the hobby. The goal is not to be as aesthetic as what you're seeing online. The goal is to enjoy it in whatever way that might be, whether that is with reading or crafts or painting or art or baking or like your fitness too. I have been having to look at my health and fitness and my workouts as a hobby and not as my identity. That's been a big thing. And the way that you can know if it is your identity is if you were to stop working out, whether it be for a day, a week, a month, by choice or by force, would you still be able to live your life without it? Or would your identity and who you are as a person be lost as well because you weren't working out? And that's how I realized that my whole identity was my health and fitness. So when it did start to waver, when I was getting burnt out, when I was no longer doing health in a healthy way, when it was all consuming, all or nothing, when it was not actually beneficial to my health, was when I realized that it's not actually benefiting me. And that's what I've been doing for the last few years, is learning to actually have it as a hobby again. That if I miss a day, who I am as a person doesn't falter, doesn't change because of it. That if I do a 10-minute workout rather than a full 60-minute workout because I'm short on time or just not feeling up to it or whatever it might be, is that still good enough? And when something's a hobby, you're able to enjoy it a little bit more. Again, we got to get past the perfectionism of it, but when it's something that you are very focused on, when you know a lot about, like your health and fitness, and you are able to take it more as an enjoyable approach, as a hobby approach, the easier it's going to be for you to actually enjoy it, to actually stick with it. Because again, the whole goal of this is to create that healthy baseline, to know what does and doesn't work, so that when life happens and things come up and your normal schedule cannot work for what you're doing, you still know what to do. So you still have a baseline of workouts that work for you, or any kind of movement when you just don't want to go to the gym or you can't go to the gym. You know what foods do and don't work for you, and you either knowingly eat those foods, knowing what the outcome will be and being okay with it, or you choose something different. For example, we had Chinese for our date night dinner on Friday, and that has turned into basically 3 servings of food that they send to us. So I have had Chinese for 2 days in a row. That is a lot. I just pooped for the first time in like 3 days. So knowing that Chinese is not going to sit well with me, it is going to make me feel bloated. It is going to make me feel uncomfortable and like I am a whale because I have not pooped in days, I'm still going to choose it because I enjoy it. Am I going to choose it all the time? No. We'll have it like once a quarter or something. And that's fine. But that's knowing too, again, through experimenting, through creating that baseline, what does and doesn't work for you. So everything is a choice. Same with hobbies. What is something that you know is going to be enjoyable? So for example, for me with reading, my books are over here. I know what authors I really do enjoy. So if I just want a comfort read, if I just want something that is familiar, I want a certain vibe, I don't want to explore something new, like a lot of stress is going on in my life, so I just want something enjoyable, like I know the characters, I know the world, whatever, like I will gravitate towards those authors and towards those books. If I am wanting something different, if I'm wanting a new adventure or a new plot or characters or fantasy realm or whatever, then I'll explore something else. But the more you do that, the more you know what you do and don't like, what does and doesn't work, where you do and don't want to go with things, when you are stressed out, when you are feeling more adventurous, when you are happy, when you are sad, like how are you going to want these hobbies to support you as well? So your health and fitness is going to support you in certain ways. Hobbies and having a life are going to support you in certain ways. And the list goes on and on. So how do you start hobbies as a perfectionist who is also burnt out and can't afford to do anything else? On top of everything that I just said, I want you to delete social media off your phone. That has been the biggest help for me, is to not have it scrollable on my phone. Did it take a couple of months for me to break that habit, to not just Google search it or to not get sucked into something else or another version of it? Yeah. Was it awkward and uncomfortable that I was that addicted to my phone? Yeah, it was. But once you start moving towards something else to replace it, like reading, like embroidery, like baking, like anything else, there is going to be a period of time where you need to get used to not getting like the instant dopamine kick of scrolling. Like the books are, I feel like reading challenges you to slow down and be present in a way that you can't be on your phone. So that's a challenge in and of itself. But slowing down and actually having hobbies that aren't on a screen does force you to see things a little bit differently and does help with. Again, it's not easy. It's going to be its own challenge as well. But if this is something that you actually do want to do, you do want to actually have hobbies, have a life, have an identity outside of health and fitness, then you're going to need to accept a new struggle in order to find a new comfort, in order to find a new healthy baseline, in order to actually start making progress and start working towards your next thing. So what I want you to work on for this week is trying one new hobby that has been on your list of hobbies to try for months, if not years, and take it in a calm, relaxed, slow stride. Do not worry if it's not right the first time. Do not stress if it doesn't go as planned. Do not worry about any of that. I want you to just start to enjoy actually having a hobby and making time for it. And by making time, this is where like getting rid of social media or like putting your phone away is going to give you more time, because as much as we don't want to admit it, I too was very proud of the day that I worked 18 hours, but I guarantee you there was a good amount of that time that was mindlessly on my phone scrolling for work or ideas or inspiration or whatever. If I would have gotten rid of that, there would have been some time for me to actually enjoy my life. And I want you to enjoy your life. So comment down below what hobby you are going to be starting this week or continuing on and working on it because you aren't perfect at it or you want to just keep trying. And then be sure to like and subscribe. This is my first podcast on YouTube as well. So if you are interested, be sure to check me out wherever you listen to podcasts and follow along. You'll be getting this audio every single Thursday, and your regular Tuesday videos will continue on as usual, but you can expect a little bit longer one on Thursday. But that is all I have for you today. Again, I hope you enjoy working on your hobby and give yourself grace as you are working and figuring it out without it being perfect right away, or even a couple months from now, or going exactly as planned. Like, give yourself grace to figure it out. That's all I got for you. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you next week. Bye.